Hello and welcome to another tutorial on this channel. If you are new to the channel, do well to check out our other videos, and after you check them out, drop a like, drop your reactions, do well to share too as well. Just like I always say in the beginning of the videos, the links to the resources will actually be found in the description below, and we've already kickstarted the admission of persons who are going to be in the event that is starting on the 20th of January 2025. So if you found the link to the resources, then you found the link also to the group where the event is going to be held. Okay, so without wasting so much time, let's just get into designing this Black Friday earpiece product design. So I'm going to show you how you can do this and actualize it with Canva. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is click on a new page here. I always like making my pages white so that whenever I import a new background, I can actually see if it's scaled up to the size of the page or not. And quickly, the size of which we are going to be using for this design is 3200 by 3200. Okay. So I'll go over to my projects now. I already have it on my folder here. So in case you don't know how to make a folder like so, just go over to your projects. You wait for it to load, then go over to folders, then you see create folder right here. Then you can create a folder and group in anything you want to group in from your project. So I'm not going to create a folder, and when you've created a folder, you will now find it on this tab here below. So these are the tabs of which I've actually created. So I want to click on the earpiece folder, and these are the resources we are going to be using. First thing I want to do is bring in the background. This is the background, the leather dark background. Then I want to scale this up, yes, to fit in the page. Let's work with the background as I always begin all my designs doing, creating the background first. So the next thing we want to do is bring in this ball. So if you notice on the previous design, the ball was actually much more gray in nature. And what we're going to do to achieve that is go to the adjustment panel, go to saturation and desaturate it to 100. And not just desaturate it as well, you have to work on the blur. It was actually blurry in the first design, so you go over to the blur from your effects panel and increase the intensity to 65. Let's just type this in so we don't waste so much time. 65. Okay. Then bring this down here. Bring it down here. And place it there. Then duplicate this like so. Delete this. Instead of just duplicating it, let's go over to our folder. Let's bring this in again. I don't want to go over to the effects panel and start reducing and removing the blur. So let's just desaturate this one. Bring it down like so. Place it here. Duplicate it. Take it over here. Reduce the size like so. And bring it here. So let's check if what we are doing is accurate. Okay. Oh, I think on this ball, it actually had the blur effect as the first one, and this one actually needs to go down a bit also. Okay, so you click on this, go over to the effects, go to the blur, whole image, don't forget, not brush, whole image, then just type in the value for the previous one, which was 65, and there you have it. The image is actually blurred. Okay, so we are making progress. The next thing we want to do now is bring in those brushes. Let me show you the brushes. These are actually called brush strokes. In case you want to look for elements like this on Google, they're actually called brush strokes. So this is the first one we're going to be bringing in. I want to rotate it like so. Increase the size a bit and hide those blue edges over here and keep it here. Then we want to go over to our project and bring in the second one. and this is the second one. Okay, then just keep it here like so, rotate it a bit, increase the size, still increase the size, increase just a bit and place it here, then rotate it just a bit so it looks as though the other one is flowing into it, as though both of them are flowing into each other. You get the gist. So click on this one, go to position and take it forward so that it's on top of the one we just added now. Okay, so I think this we need to tweak it a bit. Yeah, and that's correct. So the next thing we want to do now is bring in our center element. So it will be our focus point, which is actually the ear piece. So you take this up here, scale it to fit the screen, and after doing that, bring it over here. Bring it over here. Click on this, bring it over here. Okay, then take out the sides like so it doesn't cover the whole of the page. Take out the sides like so. There's still it hasn't touched the base of our canvas, so we still have to, okay, we took out too much from here. It hasn't touched the base of our canvas, so we still have to nudge it down a bit. So just go over to your nudge it down and leave it there. So let's check if what we are doing is accurate. Okay, I think so. Our extent is accurate, but then our brushes are too high up. So what you can do is click on that, go to more, select multiple, select the other brush, and go to nudge and begin to nudge it down to the area where it's supposed to be. Sorry about that. Go over to nudge it down, 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 down. Okay, let's check on our design. Exactly, that's where it's supposed to be. So this one is actually too big too. These are blood elements, the ball. So let's go over to our layers, since it has already gone under most of the layers of which we've created. Okay, then you can easily select it from your layers panel and just reduce this a bit and take it over to this side. Exactly. So we are making progress, and the next thing we want to do on this background is go over to our text. Let's just complete everything with the background. Go over to our text. We want to add a heading. Okay, then type in black. Make everything all caps. BLACK, black, and change the font. Let's just go out of this place, click on the black now, go to the font and change the font to Monument. Change it to Monument, yes, and not just Monument, change it to Monument Black. Having changed it to Monument Black, increase the size. The font size for that is actually 752. Exactly, 752. That's the font size. So increase this so it comes out like so. Then drag it under here and make sure that just a tick from the A is showing. Okay, yeah, so let's check if that's accurate. Okay, correct. It just needs to go up a bit. So let's nudge it up. Nudge. Okay, so go over to your position now. Take it to back. Sorry, bring it forward now because it has already gone under the background. So having done that, go over to the transparency. You notice on the previous one, it was actually not so visible. So the transparency for it is actually 5. So bump down the transparency to 5 and let it fade and give it that feel into the background. You get the gist. So duplicate this also. Okay, take this one up here, reduce the size. We want to start working on our text now. Bring it in like so. reduce the size. Then let's check the value for this. But before that, let's increase our transparency back to 100. So let's check the value for our header. And our header was not Monument Bold, it was Monument Ultra Bold. So first things first, let's change this to Monument Ultra Bold. Ultra Bold, correct. And the text size was actually 303. Where is it now? Okay, it's at 283. So let's increase that a bit, 303. And there you have it. So you increase this side like so, and okay. So duplicate this also so we don't go to add a heading or add a text every time. Change this font size now to 238. Stay with me, I'll tell you why. Change to 238, then go over to your font and change it to Amsterdam 4. Change it to Amsterdam 4, and having changed it to Amsterdam 4, edit this, click out, then edit this and type in FRIDAY, which is actually Friday. So you want to now click on this and take it up a bit up to this point, still take it up again, take out some of the size, take out some of the sides, the spaces on the sides. Okay, so this was not actually white. The color for this, the hex code, you click on the plus here in order to add another color. So the color code, the hex code, was actually F8A13A. Exactly. So check out how beautiful it's going to be now. Okay, so you see how it is right now. Okay, so let's bring this down a bit because it wasn't so high up on the black from our previous design. So nudge this down, nudge it down, nudge it down, correct. Okay, so let's check on our previous design and let's see where we are. Okay, I think it still needs to come down just a bit. Nudge it down, correct, and that's okay. Okay, so let's bring in some other elements that will enable us to impute some text. So let's go over to the Elements panel. Elements, and what you want to bring in is this circle. So bring in this circle. I'm going to be showing you something now. Bring in this circle. We want to make a gradient border, like a gradient frame, not necessarily the whole circle, but we want an outline of this particular circle, not just the complete circle. So in order to make an outline of the circle, all you have to do is go to color, change it to a transparent one, go to style. The border width for this was actually 35. Increase this to 35, like so. Don't worry, it's looking thin now, but when we reduce it, it's actually going to increase in size. So you can change the border color from here. Go up, click on the arrow up, then click on this, then go to gradients. Go to gradient, change the first gradient. Work with me, you see how I'll actually change this gradient. It may, because some of you, your phones or thereabouts may not actually, if you change this gradient, let me show you what I mean first of all, so you don't get confused. So the first hex code for the gradient was FEC 650. Yeah, this was actually it. And you can click and go back, and you see if you click and go back, it has changed to a solid color, not a gradient. And if you click on gradient now again, it will give you something else. Let me show you with the second color. So let's just add another one. Now go back, see what's going to happen. Go over to gradient again. See, it has taken out that third one. So in order for you not to be encountering all these mishaps and all these lapses, what you can do is click on this green one right now, the second gradient, and change it to your preferred color, F8 5D3A, And when you've done that, just click outside of the canvas. Okay, then click on your element again. Sorry, we don't want to edit any text right now. We don't want to edit any text. Okay, so let's just click on undo. Yeah, so click on the elements, go over to the border color right now, click on the plus icon again in order to add another gradient. So click on add here, and when you click on add, click outside again. Okay, click outside again, then click on the circular element once more. I don't know why you are actually stressing me now, these elements. Okay, so click on the circular element once more, go over to the border color, click on the plus, then you can now go over to your third gradient. So all you just have to do is, when you've done one, click outside of the box, go back, do another one. So that's just it. Then you type in E32570. Yeah, and this is the last gradient. So you see, we've actually gotten what we need. So all you have to do now is click on this. In case you are encountering something like this, just look for another element and click on it, and it will take you out of that particular element. I want you to type a text into it. So when you've done that, you see what I told you about not worrying about the thinness of the line. You see, when you scale it down, the size of the border actually increases. Okay, so place that there and duplicate this, take it over here so we don't have to do that again. Then what you want to do, I want to change the circle to a square. I want the border to be a square, not a circle. So I click on shape here, then I change it to a circle. Now you see, it has actually given me a circular frame line, or a circular outline, or a circular border line, whichever one you want to call it. So having done that, go over to your style now and reduce the border weight to 15. Exactly. Reduce the border weight to 15. And just leave it there first. Let's check on the other one. Let's see how thick it is. Okay, cool. I think this one is a bit longer than the initial one. So click on this and just reduce this like so. Exactly. Then just drop it and leave it there first. Okay. So the next thing we want to do, we want to bring in the remainder of the text. So we're going to click on this now. Let's duplicate this. Virtually, what was used for the body of the text was actually Monument and Amsterdam, and League Gothic. So these were the three fonts that were used as the body text. So first of all, let me just show you something. We are almost missing out something. The 25% off. How to actually achieve it. So these two that you see here, 5 and 2, they are actually frames. So if you want to get this frame, you go over to your element and type in, okay, it's actually showing me Chinese now, but if you want to get this frame, just go over to your element and type in number 5 frame, or type in number 2 frame, and it will show you what you want. Let me just give you a breakdown of that. Go to your elements, and type in, let me just show you an example. Okay, I've done a search before. So this is number 2 frame. So we're searching number 2 frame. And you can see it. These are the frames here. These are the frames. There are so much. But the ones we are using are this one and this particular one here. Okay, so you get it now. So let's go over to my earpiece folder so we can actually bring the specific one of which I've saved there. So this one is not going to come with the resources because it's a file on Canva itself. You can't actually download the frame and now impute something into it again when you import it. So you get it. So you click on the tool right now and scale this down like so. Then place it here so that it aligns with the edge of the box on that side. Correct. Then go over to the earpiece folder again, click on 5. Having clicked on 5, reduce this down, take it here, increase it like so. Yeah, it's actually accurate. So what you want to do, let's just create space for what we want to write in between the both of them. So let's click on select multiple, select this one, and go over to your nudge it up, 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 and leave it there. Then this one, go over to your nudge as well, then just take it down a bit. Now you've created a space for what is going to come in there. So how this was actually achieved, I think our elements, the brushes, are way bigger than the initial one. So what we are going to do is click on both of them now, go to select multiple, group them. Let's see if they give us, or they didn't give us any outline. So let's just do it manually. So click on this, reduce this a bit, click on this one, reduce it a bit, like so. Exactly. Okay, so you now want to click on both of them now, select multiple, select this one, then go over to nudge, take it down, nudge it down, 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 nudge it down. Then we are going to do something now, because I noticed that the slant on this one is making it almost touch the 25. So we're going to create some space by tilting this a bit to this side, and we are still going to tilt this one also to this side. Okay, yeah, so that's how it actually was in the initial one. Yes, so we are now going to take this one inside just a bit, take it to the right a bit, not more. Go to your nudge, take it to the right a bit, and having taken it to the right a bit, still take it up a bit. Correct, take it up a bit. Yeah, and there you have it. So you can click on the 25 now, select multiple, select this, click on this, and just push it up a bit. That's okay. Okay, so let's bring in, you can see now that on the 25 here, there are actually textures over it. This is why we actually use a frame for the number, so that we can actually apply these textures to it. So what you will do now is go over to where you have it installed, this particular background now. This is the texture we're going to use. So click on it, then carry it like so and hover over the two and leave it like that. Then go over to it again, click it, then go over to the 5, hover over the 5 like so, then leave it like so. But then for this 5, what we're going to do, just click on it, then go over to flip and click on flip horizontal. Then after clicking on flip horizontal, double click on it like so. Okay, double click on it again. Hasn't brought out. Okay, yeah, double click on it, then drag it to the end like this. Yes, and leave it there. So in order to achieve that reddish nature, we have to work on some adjustments. So go to adjust, go to your color edit. Now click on the first one. Now the hue is going to be -7, not 6, -7, and the saturation of this one is actually going to be 60. Exactly, actually going to be 60. Now see, we've gotten the reddish and that orangish nature of which the first one initially had. Okay, so let's not waste too much time on that. Let's click on the Friday and let's bring in the other write-ups. But before we bring in the write-ups, let's add the percent sign to the 25. So the percent sign is actually going to be made available. So if you don't have, I think this sign is a premium element on Canva. So if you don't have the premium, it's actually going to be made available in the link, which will be in the description, so you can actually use it. But you will not have to use your duotone in order to get this white effect, because it's going to come as a black feature. So if you don't know how to use duotone, please check on our previous videos. We use duotone a lot there. We use duotone. So duotone enables you to change the color. So check on our previous videos. You will find how to use duotone there. So we've brought in the percent. Let's click on this Friday now, and let's change it. Let's edit this. Change it to off. We'll make it capital O-double-F. Don't worry about that. We're going to change the font now. Click on O-double-F. Go to font. And the font we use for off, the same font we use for 12 days, which is actually League Gothic. Exactly. And then you have to change this League Gothic color to white. Correct. And the size for it, let's check, was not actually 238. No, it was actually 101. Exactly. So take out the sides. Okay, I think we've taken out the sides too much. So take out the sides like so and leave it there. Then drag this and place it under. Let's check how the previous one was. I think the off lapped properly. So we need to reduce this a bit. Nudge it up. Then take our off and place it here too. Yeah, place it here. Not on layers, sorry. Place it there, then click on the percentage icon again. Take it up a bit, yeah, so that the off has breathing space, just like the way it was on this particular one. So I think his size still needs to come down a bit. Let's zoom in so that we can have a definite view of it. Comes down a bit, then goes in here a little. So let's check. Accurate, correct. So the off needs to come in just a bit. So you move this in like so. Correct. Exactly. So just duplicate this off, go over here and type in 12 days. 12 days. Type in 12 days. 12 days. 12 days, and reduce the font size to 63.9. 63.9. Exactly. Then zoom in. Click on this. Cancel that. Zoom in. Click on this, then do it like so. Exactly. Then make it to be center aligned. We still need to reduce this circle just a bit. Reduce our circle just a bit. Yeah. Okay. Let's check on the 12 days. Let's see how accurate it is. Okay. Oh, and now we need to reduce the line spacing too as well. The line spacing is actually too much. So reduce the line spacing, take it down to 0.98. Yeah, 0.98 is cool. Then make sure it's at the center of the circle. Correct. So at the center of the circle. I think we still need to reduce our circle too. So click on the circle now and take it down like this. Okay. So that the proportion is actually going to be friendly and beautiful to look at. Correct. So having done that, now we want to bring in our dummy text. So in order to generate the dummy text, you can just go over to Google and type Lorem Ipsum dummy text and all that. But first, let's copy this, paste it in the same place. paste into the same place, then drag it over here and keep it there. So let's just keep this one where it ought to be. We've actually stolen from that design now, but the font that was actually used for this, when you get your dummy text, the font that was actually used for this is Monument Ultra Light. Monument Ultra Light. So let's make sure it's aligned to the box. Correct, it's aligned to the box. So let's bring down our 25% off. So select multiple, select. You can select this one. In case the off is not selecting, then you deselect it again and go down. Then go over to your nudge and nudge it down a bit. Yeah. So let it just have a bit of breathing space between them. A bit of breathing space between them. And make sure it's aligned to the center of both of them. So click on this also. You can also just paste. Okay, paste. I think we copied same text from the other one. Paste. Okay, yeah, it's pasted now. Then change the font to Monument Bold. And after changing it to Monument Bold, edit it and type in book. Type in book now in all capitals. Book now with the question mark. Okay? Exactly. Then click on it, drag it down here. We are still going to increase the size of it, but let's take out the edge. Take out this edge like so. Take out this edge like so, exactly. Click outside of the canvas. If you have a congested workspace already like I do, then increase this like so. Let's check on the font size from the previous one. So the previous one, the font size was actually 32.5. So let's check if this is 32.5. Font size, okay, it's a little bit smaller. So 32.5, not 6. Then you can now increase the size and make sure it's at the center. Correct. Make sure it's at the center. So we are almost done. The next thing I want to do now is duplicate this one now. Let's just go over to more. In case your duplicate button doesn't show, just go over to more, click on it, and you will see the duplicate, the comment, and the delete button show up again. So take this, place it here, duplicate it again, then just leave that one there. Then I'll show you what to do with that one. Then this one, write battery life. Battery life, yes. And the font size for battery life was not actually 23 but 32, and we want to take out these sides. Okay, yeah, so that we can know where the definite middle is. Exactly, so it's in the middle of the circle now, and you want to take this and place it here. And having placed it there, take out the sides like so it doesn't look like the previous one, of which we actually did. Take out the sides like so. Let's check how many words were beneath the previous one. Okay, and I think the size also for that one under battery life, for this dummy text under battery life, was not 23 but actually 20. Exactly. So this is how we got what we had in the previous one. Okay, so this design is almost done, and I trust you've been enjoying yourself so far. And the last thing we want to add now is the subheading text, of which most of you might have not seen in the previous one, but this is where it actually was. And the subheading text, the size, it was actually 36.6. Exactly, 36.6. And it wasn't so visible like that. And the transparency was 25. But something changed. It was not ultra light. The font was not ultra light. The font was actually monument bold. So let's change it to bold. Correct, monument bold. And having been monument bold like this was what I did. Edit this. We want to take out the second sentence line. We only want to have the first sentence line. So click on this, take it down, and delete that. Delete. Make sure it's only on this one. And having done that, go over to this style, the position style, and change it to the alignment, and change the alignment to center alignment. Having done that, you can click outside of your canvas. Click on it, go over to your position and check if it's at the center. Exactly. So it's at the center now. At the center. Let's check if what we have there. Okay, it's not actually the same. So we have to increase the size of this. We just had 2 lines. Exactly. We just had 2 lines on the previous one. So let's check. Yeah, 2 lines. Just 2 lines on the previous one. And you want to take this down. Take this down. Nudge it down. Nudge it down. Nudge it down. Nudge it down like so. Let's check here. Okay, it still came down. I think our Black and Friday actually came up too much. So instead of taking that one down too much, let's give it some breathing space by taking Black Friday up. So take it up. Exactly. So let's check on it. Okay, so I think Friday needs to come to the left side a bit so that we can just achieve that balance. Correct. And that's it. So what you now have to do now is click on this one, then go over to position, take it to back and take it forward so that it's underneath the earpiece elements. So guys, that's how this particular Black Friday design was actually made. Do well to replicate this. I've told you before, whenever you do a replication, you are free to post on your social media handles, and do well to tag me. I always drop my social media handles in the description below. Do well to tag me, do well to reach out if you have any questions, possible reactions, maybe something you want me to do on the channel. You can also drop your suggestions too as well. Do not forget, the event starts in January 20th. The Get Paid to Learn with Canva event starts on January 20th, 2025. And if you've not actually secured a seat on the Telegram channel, use the link below, the same link to the resources, to join the channel and also secure yourself a seat. So until the next one, guys, keep creating and I'll see you soon.